factory of piano makers who gained world renown. The story begins in the year 1849 with the cabinet maker and musician Eduard Seiler. He was an inspired expert in his field and an excellent pianist. By 1870, 1,000 instruments had been made at his workshop, and 2 years later, the figure had doubled. The first factory buildings on his own premises were erected in 1874. His son Johannes Seiler continued his father's works, and by 1881 was already employing 120 piano makers at what was considered the largest piano factory in East Germany. In 1923, Anton Seiler-Dütz took over and continued extending the factory, which now has an annual output of 3,000 instruments, employing 450 piano makers. Close to his heart was also the further development of the instruments themselves, in order to provide for the future. Honors and gold medals came from all over the world, underlying the high quality of workmanship achieved. Today, Seiler is under the direction of the fourth generation, Steffen Seiler with his wife Ursula. Situated in Franconian Kitzingen, the company now has a newly developed modern factory complex established in 1961, together with a range of grand and upright pianos. This range had been continuously developed to suit current music trends and tastes. At the grand piano we find the fifth generation, Manuela Seiler with her parents. Acoustic beauty is not merely a matter of chance. The tone wood, finely ringed alpine pine for the soundboard is personally selected by the owner of the company upon the sound advice of the head forester of the district. Strict selection ensures that the special Seiler sound is not only achieved but becomes all the more rounded throughout decades of life.
Das wäre eigentlich ideale Stamm.
Sehr ideal, ja, wunderbar.
Der ist auch gesund.
The forestry area and the wood's growth are closely monitored. Tone wood is air-seasoned and climatically cared for before the processing stage. The soundboard is built under the personal supervision of the owner of the company and his experienced team of specialists. Exactly assorted, using finely ringed boards in the treble and coarsely ringed in the bass, the soundboard is then glued. It is now processed according to exactly prescribed thickness, 9 mm in the treble and 7 mm in the bass. Experienced workers then check the quality of the wood selected together with the durability of the glued joints before the wood is further processed by the piano maker, who, for his part, ensures a computer-assisted further drying process to 4.5%. The manner of machining and gluing of ribbing ensures that the soundboard retains its curvature, developed over the generations by the Seiler family. It is similar to a violin belly and holds a precisely calculated tonal clarity for decades. Furthermore, the member tour system on the grand piano soundboard, which is patented by Seiler, uniquely enhances the vibration of the soundboard. For more than a century, bridges have been handmade by craftsmen out of wedge-split beech trunks. The grand piano bridge is made up of beech laminates finished in maple, while the piano bridge is cut out of vertically ringed solid wood. In this field of traditional craftsmanship, bridges without any split can be traced back to the company's founding year in spite of the considerable string tension over 440 hitch pins. The maker of the soundboard bonds the ribs to the soundboard, and in the process, the curvature becomes clearly apparent. In the case of the Seiler instruments, the soundboard's varnish not only enhances acoustic beauty but acts as protection against negative environmental forces, thus contributing to the axiomatic longevity of our instruments. Varnishing is therefore carried out with the utmost care. The back is fabricated before the soundboard can be processed further. In the case of the grand pianos, and depending on the model, 10 to 17 layers of beech and 4 to 6 beech rest bars with strictly monitored wood drying to approximately 5% achieve maximum stability to absorb the tractive forces of the soundboard and strings without distortion. The same applies to the construction of the piano rest. One of the most important components is the special Seiler high-performance rest plank, which absorbs approximately 20,000 kilogram string tension at the rest pins for decades. Depending on the model, this consists of 20 to 23 layers of beech. Then the soundboard is bonded onto the prepared back, and the finished component is aligned in order to ensure subsequent installation of mechanical parts and keys with optimal precision, a particular feature of Seiler quality. Before the instrument is strung, the armored frame, specially developed by Seiler for the particular model, is cast according to the German industrial standard for casting, DIN number 1691. This standard is subject to rigid controls. Seiler constructors guarantee high stability of this important bearing element in the piano, as well as the conscientious work of the foundry workers. The drilling of the hitch pins in the iron frame is carried out using hardened precision templates, one of our engineers' own decisions allowing the closest tolerances. After finishing, the iron frame is fitted to the sound body and the string support adjusted to the bridges and armored frame according to the strict standards Seiler imposes in processing. The pressure of the strings on the bridge is of major importance to the tonal beauty of every instrument. The production number is stamped into the soundboard in order to preclude any fakes. The iron frame of grand pianos requires special finishing because of the beauty of workmanship required by Seiler, which is particularly effective when the grand piano is opened. As with the piano, the iron frame of grand pianos is fitted to the sound body with the utmost precision, and the string pressure on the bridges is meticulously adjusted by craftsmen. The high-performance rest plank is precision drilled to a tolerance of 1/100th of a millimeter, and the rest pin then undergoes strict testing and controls. The torque of the rest pin should not fall below 200 kilo